Round 2 of the European Le Mans Series was at Imola. There was a strong field just like at Silverstone a few weeks earlier. Another race weekend brought new experiences and challenges. And just like Silverstone, everyone at Greaves Motorsport worked tirelessly and we scored our second straight 4th place finish. There's only one practice day in ELMS. You qualify and race on day 2. Time is even more precious to me since I've never raced on any of the tracks on the schedule, and the entire concept of racing an LMP2 at this level is still just a few weeks old. Right away in practice we had some engine issues. That led to multiple pit stops. Mix in a number of red flags and I got just 14 timed practice laps, or about 23 minutes to figure out this historic circuit. Honestly, it wasn't enough time. The next day we qualified 7th in class and overall. We expected to be further forward. My co-driver Tom Kimbersmith said the straight line power wasn't normal. The team scrambled to assess the situation during the couple of hours between qualifying and gridding the cars for the race. Without an obvious solution, the team decided that since we were about 1 to 2 seconds off the pace, we would try to improve our result through strategy rather than pace. This was going to make the driving harder, but it would hopefully make our finishing position better. For the race, the team decided to run on a harder, longer-lasting tire compound. Next, we took downforce off the car. It was also decided that we should run on a fuel-conserving engine map. Finally, I was to open the race with a triple stint. 2 hours and 25 minutes, as it turned out. That was a lot to take in and a real challenge. The car would be very different in its new race setup, and we probably wouldn't be able to keep up with the leaders. But we were to suck it up and rely on the strategy. There was a job to be done and everyone was putting their best forward. I got into some good scraps and that was great fun. As expected, we toiled around in 7th place for the better part of 3 hours. For all 2 hours and 25 minutes, I ran on the same set of tires, which saved even more pit time. The strategy really required the drivers to be patient and keep the faith. Let me tell you, that's not something that normally comes to drivers. And then, magically and according to plan, the strategy began paying off. As others battled up front, made mistakes, ran low on fuel, and importantly, pitted one more time than we did, we moved forward, despite realizing post-race that only 6 of our 8 cylinders were running in full force. The issue in qualifying and the race had to do with spark plugs. We really had our hands tied, so a 4th place finish is great. This was the first time I've raced mainly on strategy. Sprint racing, which is everything I've ever done, happens in 20 to 45 minutes, and it's all about being fast. Also, I was pleasantly surprised that I was still fresh after a triple stint, and just like our strategists planned, we spent the least amount of time in pit lane. Finishing 4th leaves us 3 points out of 3rd in the championship, and just a few more points to 1st. We're in contention with 3 more rounds remaining after the 24 hours of Le Mans. Speaking of which, I learned post-race that I'll be joining the team for the Round the Clock Classic June 14th and 15th. At age 16, I will have the opportunity to break the youngest driver record set by F1 ace Ricardo Rodriguez 55 years ago in 1959.